Imagine waking up one morning to a simple notification on your phone. Bitcoin has just crossed $1.5 million. The XRP tokens you once bought for just a few cents are now enough to rewrite your family's entire financial future. Sounds like a dream? Maybe. Until you hear what ARK Invest's Cathie Wood just revealed. A wave of institutional capital is about to flood into crypto, and today's prices will soon look like yesterday's clearance sales. Welcome to XRP Today USA. This channel is for those who refuse to be left behind. We don't give you financial advice. We give you what most won't or can't, the real information hiding behind the headlines. You're about to hear a breakdown the mainstream won't show you. Not because it's wrong, but because it's too right. So accurate that it might shift how you see XRP, the crypto market, and everything happening behind the closed doors of global finance. If you're already holding XRP, hold tight. If you've never paid attention before, now is the time to listen. Part 1. Bitcoin hits $1.5 million? Bitcoin just hit $1.5 million, or at least that's what some of the most powerful minds in finance believe is coming. Not in a decade, not in theory, but by 2030. That's just 5 years from now. ARK Invest, the same firm that predicted Tesla's rise when the world laughed, now predicts Bitcoin will reach $1.5 million per coin. Their reasoning? Institutional adoption. The money that once ignored crypto is now quietly building positions, and they're not buying to trade. They're buying to hold, to lock, to own. Here's what many people miss. Over 93% of all Bitcoin has already been mined. That's not a forecast. That's not a white paper. That's the blockchain. Hard math. Unchangeable supply. There are only about 1.4 million Bitcoins left to ever exist. And yet, the number of people, institutions, even governments looking to get a piece of it is growing by the day. That's not supply and demand. That's a countdown. That's a fuse already burning. Think about it. When the next wave of pension funds, sovereign wealth funds, and hedge funds begins to flow into the market, where do you think the price goes? You might think you've missed Bitcoin, but what if this is the moment before the final surge? What if $1.5 million is not the dream, but the next stop? This isn't hype, it's history unfolding. And the real question is, will you still be watching from the sidelines when it happens? Part 2. XRP, the banker's coin. While most of the world kept its eyes glued to Bitcoin, something even more disruptive was unfolding quietly, through courtroom doors and boardroom whispers. In July 2023, a single sentence from a U.S. federal judge changed the entire game. XRP, long criticized, debated, and delisted, was ruled not a security when traded on public exchanges. That line wasn't just legal clarity. It was a green light, flashing bright for institutions that had been waiting on the sidelines. Suddenly, what was once considered risky became safe to touch. Overnight, XRP transformed from a controversial token into an open highway for global capital. And those who understood its real value, they moved fast. Visa, BNY Mellon, the world's most conservative financial giants, began quietly piloting XRP to settle cross-border transactions. Not tests in theory, real transfers, real money. Moving between countries, in seconds, for less than a penny. No more waiting days for SWIFT wires. No more broken remittance chains. XRP did what it was built for, and the banks noticed. This is why XRP is called the banker's coin. Not because it belongs to the banks, but because it's built for the kind of money banks move. Quietly, quickly, in bulk. You won't see XRP trending on the nightly news. That's not how global financial shifts are announced. They happen in silence. And when the dust settles, Only those who were watching closely understand what just happened. So here's the truth. XRP didn't just survive regulation. It passed the ultimate stress test. And now, it's accelerating into the system it was designed to replace. Part 3. XRP ETF is on the horizon. It starts with whispers, then a few articles, a quiet press release. And before anyone realizes, the foundation is already in place. The truth is, the XRP ETF isn't a question of if. It's a matter of when. Analysts have seen this pattern before, first with Bitcoin, then Ethereum. The same steps: regulatory clarity, institutional testing, and finally, full integration through an ETF. A familiar package that Wall Street understands, that pension funds trust, that allows capital to flow in at full force. And XRP is already checking the boxes. Storage, secured. Liquidity, climbing. Market demand, surging. All it takes now is one green light, one exchange ready to provide institutional-grade custody and volume, and the XRP ETF becomes real. Not for speculation, but for utility, for payment rails, for the future of money in motion. Now imagine this. Even if just 1%, a single slice, of the world's institutional funds shift toward XRP, the impact would be seismic. We're talking about trillions of dollars, controlled by sovereign wealth funds, retirement portfolios, and hedge giants. If just a fraction points toward XRP, daily demand could overwhelm the market overnight. This isn't a pump, it's a pressure buildup. Silent, powerful, inevitable. The smart money isn't waiting for the headlines, it's positioning early, quietly. And if you're watching this video right now, maybe it's your signal to do the same. Part 4. Whale strategy. Trigger panic. Buy cheap. Panic is never an accident. It's a tool. And the whales, they've mastered it. Every major crash begins the same way. A sudden headline, withdrawals paused on a major exchange, a DeFi hack no one saw coming. Rumors fly faster than facts, fear spreads, and retail investors, they run. But while everyone is watching the fire, no one sees who lit the match. Behind the scenes, algorithms kick in. Trading bots, programmed to target emotion, begin dumping massive sell orders just below key price levels. 70,000, 65, 60. Each drop is carefully designed, not to crash the market completely, but to shake the weak hands out. This isn't chaos, it's calculated. And it works. Retail traders, terrified of losing it all, smash the sell button. Prices fall further. Panic deepens. And when the smoke clears, the whales are waiting, buying the very assets just sold off in fear at a discount. They don't chase green candles, they build during blood. This tactic isn't new. Bitcoin has seen it, Ethereum has seen it, and yes, XRP too. It's how the market breathes. Inflate, squeeze, accumulate. If you don't understand the game, you become the game. But if you do, you sit on the other side of the trade, calm, prepared, with limit orders placed, with a strategy mapped out, watching panic as opportunity. Because while the crowd reacts, the whales execute. Part 5. Smart investor defense. The difference between panic and profit is preparation. When the market turns red and headlines scream crash, most people react. They check their phones, their hearts race, and in seconds, they sell. Not because they've lost money, but because they've lost control. Smart investors don't operate like that. They plan, they anticipate, they place limit orders at strong support levels, long before the panic ever begins. 80,000, 70, even 60. Not predictions, positions. They understand that volatility isn't danger, it's opportunity. It's the price of admission. The roller coaster only feels dangerous if you're not strapped in. But the biggest thrills, the life-changing moves, They come after the steepest drops. This is the rhythm of crypto. The market climbs. It shakes, it dives, and then it rockets. Those who sold out of fear are left watching. Those who stayed strapped in, they ride the wave. Bitcoin has done it. XRP has done it again and again. And if you want to stop being part of the panic, you have to start acting like the ones who benefit from it. Have a plan, stick to it. Trust the long view when the short-term noise gets loud, because the whales are counting on your fear. But they can't take from hands that don't tremble.
Part 6.
XRP leads the bull run wave. Every bull run follows a rhythm. First, Bitcoin surges. The spotlight shines bright. The world pays attention. But then, the tide slows. The headlines shift. And that's when something extraordinary happens. XRP steps in. It's happened before, and it could happen again. In 2017, while everyone watched Bitcoin climb, XRP exploded, not quietly, not gradually, but violently, a surge of over 35,000%. That's not a typo. That's 25 times more than Bitcoin's gain during the same cycle. And yet, most people missed it. They were still watching Bitcoin. Here's what smart investors know. When Bitcoin cools off, XRP often ignites the next wave. It's not speculation, it's pattern. XRP moves fast. With institutional use cases, real-time settlement, and growing demand from financial infrastructure, XRP doesn't need hype to move, it needs timing. The moment Bitcoin starts to consolidate, capital begins to rotate, first into large caps, then XRP, then the rest of the altcoin sea. But XRP often leads the charge, because it's not just a coin, it's a bridge, a signal, the ignition point. So, if you're watching Bitcoin for the cues, you might be looking in the wrong place. XRP is often the first to break formation, the one that starts the chain reaction. This isn't just crypto history, it's a blueprint. And the question is, will you be watching or will you be ready?
Part 7.
Final takeaway. If you're already holding Bitcoin or XRP, you're not on the sidelines anymore. You're in the arena. You're playing the long game while the rest of the world is still trying to understand the rules. But if you're not in yet, ask yourself why. Is it doubt, fear, or are you simply waiting for permission? From the media, from your friends, from a market that moves faster than headlines? Because make no mistake, the next wave isn't going to send you an invitation. It's going to arrive fast, loud, and without warning. XRP is no longer the outsider. It's no longer the what if. It's now a core strategic piece in the silent restructuring of global finance. It's moving under the radar across borders, through institutions. And the ones who've seen it early, they're not bragging, they're positioning. Bitcoin opened the door. XRP is building the infrastructure. This is not about hype. This is about pattern, timing, preparation. So whatever you choose to buy, to hold, or to walk away, let it be a choice, not a reaction. Because when this thing moves, you won't have time to catch up. You'll either already be in position or watching history happen without you. And if you're still unsure, good. Because the ones who ask the right questions are usually the ones who end up with the right answers. You've made it to the end. That alone puts you ahead of 99% of people who will never dig deeper, never ask harder questions, and never take control of their financial future. But you did, and that matters. Now you know what's unfolding with Bitcoin. You understand why XRP isn't just a coin, it's a system, a protocol, a bridge to the next financial era. The patterns are in motion, the capital is moving, the doors are open, but only for a limited time. So ask yourself, with everything you've seen, what are you waiting for? This isn't advice, it's a wake-up call, one the institutions already answered. If this message hits something inside you, don't let it fade when the screen goes dark. Share this video with someone who's still in the dark. Comment below and tell us where you stand. Are you in or still deciding? And if this kind of truth is what you've been searching for, subscribe now. Because here at XRP Today USA, we don't chase the news. We chase the signal behind it. And we're just getting started. That's what you're